Hey, it's Noctis. Subscribe to Vincent Valentine EX Turk channel.
Hello guys, your King and I, Vincent Valentine EX Turk, and another here with the Final Fantasy Theory. Final Fantasy VII, this is another E3 topic because I want to get all my E3 topics out before this week ends, and the hype is dead for it, but I guess the hype is still dead for it because the conference is way over, and you can go watch the conferences on YouTube. But anyways, besides that, this is another Final Fantasy VII theory because, well, since the remake's getting closer and I'm getting more views on my Final Fantasy VII stuff more than I am on my other stuff, so people would like me to talk more about my favorite game. Not that I don't blame them, it's like, hey, there's a reason why Final Fantasy VII is my favorite game as well as everybody else's. But without further ado, let's talk about Lucrecia's dreams. Now, when you go into the cavern to get your final limit break and your final Vincent weapon, you do get the cutscene with everything that happened between Vincent when he was in the Turks and Lucrecia Crescent, as well as her downfall, which birthed Sephiroth and yada yada, which I hope in the remake they make a detailed version of that. But nonetheless, the very first question Lucrecia asks Vincent: what happened to Sephiroth? Because she's been having dreams. And there's a good reason why Sephiroth reluctantly wants to kill Sephiroth. He's reluctantly wanting to kill Sephiroth because Sephiroth is the son of Lucrecia, and so, it's a reluctance, even though Vincent sees that Sephiroth is just as rotten as Hojo is at this point. He's beyond saving at the end, but that's not near or there. What is here is this is where it's going to get important. Vincent lies. He tells Lucrecia he's dead because Lucrecia is under the belief that Sephiroth is dead. I think Lucrecia had dreams about Sephiroth during the Crisis Core era. There in his ascension to become the biggest hero for Shinra, which brought pride to Lucrecia, and Lucrecia was able to smile inside the crystal. And then the event that brought Lucrecia Crescent to tears. It really emotionally broke her so bad, and that was the betrayal of Sephiroth finding out the truth, and then burning down Nibelheim is what made her cry. And then, after Cloud supposedly defeated him, of course, Lucrecia does not know who Cloud is. But she probably saw Sephiroth jump into the live stream, knowing that he's been defeated. So, Lucrecia is under the impression that Sephiroth is dead. She's under the impression that Sephiroth is dead. So, that's what happened to Lucrecia Crescent, I think what it is that she knows that, a little bit of what happened. Of course, I think what broke her heart is when Sephiroth felt betrayed after reading the memos of everything that happened to him, from his birth to Genova and everything. I think Lucrecia was extremely distraught and hurt. So, Vincent didn't want to cause any more pain and agony to Lucrecia by telling Lucrecia her son's going out there killing people and destroying people and sent a meteor to set the apocalypse to the world through meteor. So Vincent lied to her just to keep her emotional state stable. Even though she's in crystal, she can still feel emotional because, like what Lucrecia said, the Genova cells keeps her from dying. Just like Vincent, she's cursed with immortality, except Lucrecia's fate is worse because she can't get out of the crystal. She can't get out of the crystal, so she's stuck there as an immortal crystal for the rest of her life. So, to cause her less agony, Vincent has lied and said that Sephiroth is dead. just to keep her from going to shock. Because I mean, that would be kind of a messed up thing to tell a mom that your your kid turned to a serial murderer, and that's just something you don't tell. Especially the fact that Lucrecia was once Vincent's dream woman. Hurting Lucrecia would hurt Vincent, so he had to lie. So I can understand that, even though lying is really bad. It's understandable. But Lucrecia has saw all the events of Crisis Core through her dreams, such as when Sephiroth was the hero that Shinra wanted, to the downfall of Sephiroth and Sephiroth losing the battle against Cloud. Thus, that's when she stopped having dreams about that's when she stopped having dreams about Sephiroth, because at this point, Sephiroth is fused with Genova completely, to some extent, and the life stream. So now Sephiroth can block out any kind of telepathic link to anyone. Maybe Sephiroth find out that there was someone who had a telepathic link to him, but then again, Sephiroth does not know who Lucrecia was. He only read about Lucrecia through the experiments. So Sephiroth is under the impression that Lucrecia was just another scientist like Hojo that was part of this. He does not know Lucrecia is his birth mother. Or the other theory is he could find out that she was, but he was close to Genova, so Sephiroth was more close to Genova because, Lucrecia is an estranged mother to Sephiroth. And everybody is under the impression that Lucrecia died. Hojo's under the impression that Lucrecia's died. Vincent, Vincent kind of knows she's alive because, Vincent, pretty much visits her crystal from time to time. But Hojo's under the impression that she's dead. President Shinra is under the impression that she's dead. Professor Gas is everybody's under the impression that new Lucrecia Crescent are under the impression that Lucrecia has died. And that would even include Sephiroth. So even if Sephiroth knew that Lucrecia was his mother, it'd be kind of too late, but I'm pretty sure he found out what happened to her as well. And probably started hating humanity slowly because of all this. Maybe Sephiroth does know a little bit, but don't know who's giving out the telepathic signals through through dream sequences. Sephiroth probably cut off the telepathic link because he doesn't know where it comes from. Remember, Sephiroth never met Lucrecia. Lucrecia even stated herself that she never got to hold the child. That Hojo took the infant, which is Sephiroth, away from her. And that's what caused her to go in shock. So she did the final things, like I said in my last theory, and this was on Vincent's age. She did the last thing she could do for Vincent, and that was hide Vincent in a place where Hojo can't find Vincent. Even though it was inside the Shinra Manor. Locked up the coffin door and, locked him up in the morgue just to make sure Hojo can never find Vincent. And then she locked herself up in a crystal. So she was already grief-stricken as it is for losing Vincent and also losing the infant child that she should have had at least been able to hold the infant child. But Hojo, being the prick and son of a bitch he is, the psychopathic, sociopathic joker like motherfucker Hojo is, he just snatched the baby away from her after she gave birth to the baby. So Sephiroth never got the new Lucrecia, so I don't think he would grow attached to her as much as Lucrecia grow attached to her son, who she thinks is dead. Because even though she's in crystal, she can still have dreams. So I think it's also possible that if Lucrecia could telepathically dream about what's going on in the world, and she could see her son and feel her son there, I think it's possible that, Lucrecia could have had some dreams about Vincent being protected. and probably one day, a guy with yellow spiky hair, or blonde spiky hair, my bad, blonde spiky hair, waking Vincent up, and Vincent joining a group to fight the evil that Vincent and Lucrecia hate. So Lucrecia smiles about that, even though she's sad about the supposed death of Sephiroth, because she's under the impression that Sephiroth is dead. She's happy that Vincent was able to find a group that'd be like family to him. And that would explain why she's a little friendly to Cloud and once you go get the limit break. Even though really it was Cloud that defeated Sephiroth. If she dreamed about the things of Crisis Core, she probably couldn't know who the man under the mask was, because Cloud was still wearing a mask, when he stabbed Sephiroth. He took it off a little bit later, just so Sephiroth gets a good look at his face. But nonetheless, the whole fan theories, the things that Lucrecia Caressa was dreaming about were two things. And remember, this is only a fan theory, so this is only speculation. Or remember, it's not reality, it's speculation, because I get people trolling me and getting mad and going, it don't make sense to me. Why are you talking about stuff that's not canon, Vincent? And I'm here explaining, there are some things that can be explained, because this is from the original Final Fantasy VII. She had dreams about some of the events of Crisis Core. Maybe not Genesis, of course. She wouldn't know any of those people. But her dreams were of when Sephiroth became the biggest hero in Shinra a long time ago, to the downfall of Sephiroth in the Crisis Core timeline, when Sephiroth betrayed people, burned Nibelheim down. Her heart was broken. And then what broke her heart worse is that she couldn't feel Sephiroth or have any more dreams about Sephiroth. So she thought Sephiroth has died. But also she wanted to keep an eye on the man that she truly loved, Vincent. And I think the only dreams Lucrecia had of Vincent, which would be after she thinks Sephiroth is dead, would be when Cloud and them woken Vincent out of his coffin slumber and took him with them to fight Shinra. So it kind of made her happy that her true lover is still alive. But it made her sad that her son, in her mind, is dead. And that's why Vincent had to lie, because it caused her to be emotionally distressed, And I don't think anyone wants to see Lucrecia cry anymore. Let's be quite honest. Seeing what Hojo does to Lucrecia and Dirge of Cerberus, or reading about it, just really turns my stomach like crazy. It makes me, it makes me have a bad day. So, I kind of like that Vincent was trying to comfort her by keeping something from her that could be really, detrimental to her mental health and her stability, just because, well, it makes sense. You don't want to know your kids doing all the bad stuff or being the evil of the world. Of course, she probably understood that Sephiroth is the son of Hojo as well. And, well, being raised by Hojo, well, of course you're going to end up messed up. I mean, Hojo's an abuser. He's a classic abuser. He's on that Onision level abuser. But nonetheless, mate, what do you think about this theory? Like and subscribe, share, and may the crystal be with you.
Ay, I like bitch, you is your mess. Ay, can't keep my dick in my pants. Ay, my bitch don't love me no more. Ay, she kick me out on life, bro.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Yeah. Ay. Yeah. Ay. Yeah. Ay. Yeah.